Welcome to Sir Emrakul. Today I'll be talking about how to make a blue-red Aggro Eldrazi deck. Affordable, cheap, yet good. Very good. Start off with lands, 6 islands, and 5 mountains. This is how I get my cards with a blue and red cost in them. But most of my lands come from their non-basic. Firstly, we've got Shivan Gorge. It's just something that can tap for 1. Because if you didn't know, when it says tap for 1, that can pay for cards with this new colour symbol, which I really don't like. I might talk about in a later video. But that can pay for this. And it's also just got ability if you need to do 2 damage to target creature or player. John Panorama, you can also tap for 1. But you can also sacrifice to just search for only a mountain in this. But it's good because you can just tap for 1 mana. Esperanza, same, but this one can do islands. Spawning Bed, it's just a nice one. It taps 1 as well, that's useful. And 6 taps get 3 Eldrazi Scions. That's always good because you get Eldrazi's and it's also a useful mana source. 2 of them, I played 2 of them. Unknown Shores, you can tap the 1 mana, or you can tap, add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. That's if your colour's screwed, you know. I played 2 of these. Sea Gate Wreckage, this is always nice. If you run out of cards, you can just do 2 colours tap, draw a card, activate this ability only if you have no cards in hand. And I can also tap for 1 mana, the colourless. It's rare. Correlator comes to play tapped. When it comes into play, return an untapped island you control to its owner's hands or bury Correlator. Tap, add blue and 1 colour to manage your mana pool. This was remade in Commander 2015. It's quite good because you can tap for a blue and a colourless, which you would need both of. And if you only have like 2 lands in your hand, this gets another good mana. Gemstone Caverns, this is sky high in price. I had this in a time shifted ages ago. Basically, if it's in your opening hand and you're not playing first, you may begin the game with Gemstone Caverns and play with a luck counter on it. If you do, remove a card in your hand from the game. Tap, add 1 mana to your mana pool. If Gemstone Caverns has a luck counter on it, instead add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. So if you don't get your luck counter, it's still useful because you could tap for 1. But if you do, it's on borderline OP. Because it's just, you before your first go, you have a land that taps for any mana. That's a turn 0 lightning bolt right there. Then we have a Dormant Volcano, the red version of Correlator. Tap, add 1 colours to your mana pool. Eldrazi Temple, this is very useful to get your Eldrazi Mimics on turn 1. Or, if you've got Gemstone Caverns, something that costs 3 mana turn 1. Basically, tap, add 1 to your mana pool. Tap, add 2 mana to your mana pool. Only gets use this mana on Eldrazi spells. It's very useful because pretty much all the decks Eldrazi's. And it's colours. Okay, let's move on to the commons. We've got a Salvage Drone. Just a blue. Devoid a Jest. When it dies, draw a card. If you do, discard a card. 1/1. This is good. This is a little 1-drop with Ingest. You want those exiled cards to activate some of your card's abilities. And it just, when you die, you get to draw a card. Yeah, you get to discard a card, but it's always a useful thing to have. I play 3 of these. Mist Intruder, 1 blue, devoid, flying Ingest. This is just a very solid card because quite often they don't have a guy who can block flies. So you just get to ingest a card every go, and it's a cheap card. I play 4 of these, I think, yeah. I love my Mist Intruders. Merc Strider. So with your ingest cards is very useful because this, when it enters battlefield, you may put a card's opponent owns from exile into that player's graveyard. If you do, return target creature to its owner's hand. Very useful, very useful. Because you can, if you've got a Mist Intruder and exiled a few of their cards, then it's just amazing because you could just, it's like I can't remember his name, but it's just return target creature 4 mana. I play 3 of these. Kozilek Sentinel, 1 red, 1/4. Devoid, when you cast a colour spell, it gets +1/+1 until. Just a nice little blocker as well, 4 toughness. Let's go on to the uncommons. Process Result, one of the very few sorceries or instances I have in here. 1 red, As an additional cost to cast, put in a card and opponent crones from exile into that player's graveyard. Just 5 damage to target creature. It's very nice. It's just like a flame slash, but 5 damage. Yeah, 1 more, and you have to put a card in opponent's exile. But it's very good if you've missed intruder. Again, you gotta love the mist intruders because it just is it kills most creatures. Vile Aggravate, 2 red, devoid. Vile Aggravate's power is equal to the number of colours creatures you control. Trample and Jest, 5 toughness. This is just a very good card. Lots of abilities for an uncommon. It gets really out of hand in the late game. We play 3. Herald of Kozilek, 1 blue red. Devoid colourless spells you cast, cost 1 less to cast. 2/4. If you want to make your creatures come out quicker, just play this guy and they'll come out of your ass. Play 3. Ruination Guide, Devoid and Jest, cover colours creatures you control, get +1/+0, 2 blue, 3/2. It's just one of the many cards you can get out turn 1 with Gemstone Caverns and Eldrazi Temple. So you've got a great advantage. Very powerful card because it gives all your Eldrazi colours creatures an advantage. I play 4 of those. Warping Wall, just a good card. Choose 1, exile target creature, power 1 or toughness 1 or less, counter target sorcery spell, put a 1/1 colour Eldrazi Scion. It's just lots of options for a 2-mana instant. Very good. Moving on to the rares. Endbringer. It's just a late game card. It's just a bit fun. 5 colourless, 5/5. Untap it during each other player's up tap step. Tap, deals 1 damage to target creature player. Colours tap, target creature can't attack or block this turn. Tap, tap, colours, tap, draw a card. Just lots of different abilities just for fun. It's quite good. Reality Smasher combos with Eldrazi Mimic in those just big tournaments. 4 colours, Trample Haze. When it becomes target spell an opponent controls, counter that spell unless its controller discards a card. Just very good. 5/5 Trample Haze for 5. Always a solid option. Drown of Hope. When enters battlefield, put 2 Scions. Sacrifice a Scion, tap target creature, 5/5/6. Just a nice little card. Mana Acceleration. This probably is the worst cards really in here. It's not very useful. Eldrazi Obligator, 2 in a red. Devoid, when you cast it, you may pay 1 colourless. If you do, gain control of target creature until in turn, untap that creature and it gains haste. Haste itself. 3/1, 2 red. It's just a nice card, just getting control of their creature. Everyone loves getting control of other people's creatures. It's like taking their own medicine now. Lol. Not. Matter Reshape, 2 colours, 3/2, when it dies, reveal the top card of your library. You may put that card onto the battlefield if it's a permanent card with command mana cost 3 or less. Otherwise, put it into your hand. It's just most of the time it's going to be a draw card, but quite a lot of the time you can get that Eldrazi Mimic or Ruination Guide, and it's just useful. 2 of those. Blight Herder 5. When you cast it, you may put 2 cards your opponent controls from exile into that player's hand. If you put 3 colour Scions on the battlefield, 4/5/5. This is all right. If you've ingested them, it's quite useful getting 3 Scions, but otherwise it's not very good. Eldrazi Mimic. This is caused great. This has got Ivugan banned. 2 mana, 2/1. Whenever another colourless creature control enters the battlefield under control, you may change Eldrazi's Mimic base power and toughness, that creature's power and toughness until on turn. Just obviously a great combo of Reality Smasher. Play 2 of these. Brutal Expulsion. 2 blue, red, devoid. Choose 1 or both. Return target spell or creature to its owner's hand. Deals 2 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that permanent would be put into the graveyard this turn, exile it instead. Just 2 options. You can choose both. It's very good for 4 mana. You can quite easily cast it. It's just 4 mana to cast. And it just good options. You can counter a spell. Well, it's not really counter return, but it's useful. And deals 2 damage to target creature. That clears their creatures. Goes Fireblade 1. Equip creature gets +2/+2. Equip 3. Equip ability costs 2 less to activate if it targets a colourless creature. Obviously, most of your creatures are colourless, so this is quite easy to equip. And +2/+2 is quite solid. Thought-Knot Seer, one of the best cards in this deck. 3 colours, 4/4. When Thought-Knot Seer enters the battlefield, target opponent reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it and exile that card. When Thought-Knot Seer leaves the battlefield, target opponent draws a card. Obviously, it's just an amazing card, because you can just get rid of the one way they have beating you. Yeah, when it leaves you, they draw a card, but most likely that card will not be useful at all, and you get to remove a card that will be. I played 2 of these, both pack pulled. Finally, 1 mythic, Kozilek for a bit of banter. Not good enough to play my main Eldrazi deck. But 8 colours. When you cast Kozilek, the Great Distortion, if you have fewer than 7 cards in your hand, draw cards equal to the difference better. Discard a card with converted mana cost X, cancel that spell with converted mana cost X. 12/12. So obviously you've got lots of cheap spells which will be able to counter the spells your opponents cast. It's just a very useful card to play. I mean, you've got lots of 3 mana cards, 2 mana cards, and you can just counter every single 3 mana, 2 mana your opponent's cast. Well, that was it. A good budget Eldrazi aggro deck. Please leave suggestions of what I can do in the future, but thanks for watching. Comments, watch videos already done. Plus, aiming for 1 view. Probably won't get that, but still, 1 view. Come on!